Hello, today is November 17th. It is episode 3 of Chambana Proud. This is Carly with the Champaign County EDC.
And this is Terri with Visit Champaign County.
Hi, Terri.
Hi, Carly.
So today's episode is brought to you by Guth & Associates, which we're excited to tell you a little bit more about later. But first, let's just catch up. What have you been up to, Terri?
Oh, gosh. We did a lot this past weekend. I spent a lot of time in Savoy this past weekend. I went to that Smokey's House barbecue, which is over by the IMAX Theater, because we were going to see Black Panther. Mm-hmm. And we decided to get dinner beforehand, and I hadn't been there before. It was really good. First of all, I had a horseshoe with burnt ends on it, and we got a question not too long ago from Tom's mailbag about where you can get horseshoes in town, and I don't think we had this one on the list.
There you go.
So I was very pleasantly surprised to see that they had horseshoes, but it was a nice little spot. I'm going to see if I can't get them to participate in Restaurant Week this year.
A horseshoe should probably be on the menu.
Don't you think? Mm-hmm. So I was really excited about that, and then of course we went and saw Black Panther, which was fantastic. We're big Marvel nerds. And then later in the weekend, I went out back to Savoy, to the rec center to check out the Craft League of CU Art Fair, and it was fantastic. I was going to
say, how much did you buy for yourself?
Only 2 things for myself.
That's pretty good.
And I bought several gifts, so I was really happy to knock some of that off my list. And, I was talking to some of the vendors, and they said that it was going really well, and they were really happy with everything. And it is such a great space for that event because there's just so much great light coming in there. There's lots of great parking. It's easy to get to. So I'm really happy for them to be in that space and to have that fair there every year. So if you didn't make it, I know a lot of these artists are going to be at some of the art fairs that are coming up later in the month and next month. So certainly worth checking out. But yeah, it was a busy weekend, but it was a lot of fun. How about you?
Well, I had a lot of outdoor yard work to do, so
I thought you were going to say outdoor adventures.
Oh, no.
Carly.
Outdoor yard work. Okay. So my husband was helping while I raked a bunch of leaves. But shout out, it's very nice to just put them all in bags and have the city pick them up. So, yeah. But yeah, lots of leaves. But otherwise, mostly centered around food and drink. Mm-hmm. Maybe not surprisingly. So Triptych brought back Dirty Hippie. So my friend, who is a big Dirty Hippie beer fan, we went to have a drink of that and test out some of their other new beers that they brought back recently. And then actually twice this past weekend, my husband and I had Weird Meat Boys. We had picked it up from Collective Pour because they are sort of getting ready to go into a different mode while they work on opening their new space. Yeah. And so we had to get our fix in before we can't have Weird Meat Boys for a little while. But I am very excited about their new space, and they're running a Kickstarter on it right now to open it up.
I'm really excited about this because I haven't had the chance to have them yet because the schedule just hasn't worked out with my schedule, but I'm excited to have their own space where I can check them out all the time. And of course, it's going to be very convenient because they're going to be right there in the old Marianne space in downtown.
Yep, in downtown Champaign. And they've been great about posting teasers of what the space is going to look like. And I saw on Instagram an artist that was in there working on a mural. So that'll be very cool.
Do I know who the artist is?
Mm-hmm. Barry.
Really? Mm-hmm. Barry Abrams, we should probably clarify.
No, not Barry Abrams.
Oh, Barry Callahan.
Yes, Barry Callahan.
Oh, awesome. We just bought one of his pieces.
Yeah, so it looks really cool. So I'm very excited for that space. I will be frequenting it often.
Okay. I love that we have 2 artists named Barry in town. That's pretty fun. Well, that's really cool. I'm excited about that. Maybe I could get Weird Meat Boys to be in Restaurant Week too. Do we think they'll be open by then?
I don't believe so, no.
Darn it. Okay.
But definitely for next year.
2024 Restaurant Week. That's hard to think about.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you had a good busy weekend. I appreciate you going outside to rake leaves, but we still have some work to do. So, okay. Last time we had a question about an invention that came out of the U of I. Maybe we could go over the answer to that question.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so the question last week was, one of Champaign County's many famous inventors is Charles A. Getz, a graduate student in chemistry at the U of I. What is Charles Getz known for inventing? So we had a couple different options. One of them was scratch and sniff stickers. One was the green slime used by Nickelodeon. And one is whipped cream in a can. Carly?
And the answer is whipped cream in a can.
Yeah,
it's one of my
is.
favorite inventions to brag about from Champaign-Urbana. So spray whipped cream, or Insta-Whip, was invented by the university during the Depression by Charles Getz. He was a graduate student in the chemistry department at the time, and he found that carbon dioxide altered the taste of whipped cream. So after numerous experiments, he discovered that nitrous oxide was the solution to the problem because it did not change the taste of the whipped cream like the carbon dioxide did. So this led to the evolution of instant whipped cream in a can in the early 1930s. And then it was patented to create Insta-Whip foods. So if you're eating whipped cream in a can or having it as part of your upcoming Thanksgiving meal, you can thank Champaign-Urbana for that.
You want to know something, Carly? I don't like whipped cream.
That's weird.
My daughter gets really embarrassed by me because she loves whipped cream, but I just don't like it.
Not even a little dabble
Nope.
on a pecan pie or
Ew,
pumpkin
pecan pie? No, both of those things are terrible.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't really like them either, actually, but I feel like it's very just Thanksgiving to have
It is.
pecan or pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
So, but because I love this, invention so much, when we were putting together T-shirts previously for Chambana Proud, we of course had to have a T-shirt that recognized this invention. So we have a really fun T-shirt at champaign-urbana.com, also available in your office, Terry, bragging about whipped cream.
Yeah, by the artist Scobar. And it's so fun because it's this little piece of pie that has the whipped cream on it. And it's like his little whipped cream hat. It's such a cute T-shirt. I was actually wearing mine this weekend. So knowing that we were going to be talking about it today. So if you want to get that shirt, definitely check it out online or come in. But speaking of merchandise, we have new merch.
Yay.
I'm so excited. I'm wearing one of them today. We got some hoodies in. So Ralph Rother designed our logo for Chambana Proud, and we loved it so much. We thought it would look good on some hoodies. And also we got some trucker hats with it on it, and they look really cool. So I'm excited about those. And then we had a couple of requests when we launched our Team Champaign-Urbana versus Team Urbana Champaign t-shirts to do some kid sizes. So we have a limited amount of kid sizes of each of those now. So if you want your child to support your community, you can now pick them up online at our store. And I should mention that Urbana is in the lead. So if you think it should be Champaign-Urbana, you better get your t-shirts because the end of the year is quickly approaching.
And they do make great holiday gifts.
They do make great holiday gifts, but we keep seeing people come in and buying them for their teams and for teachers, and it's been a lot of Team Urbana. So,
and Mayor Finan is working hard because she was on
is.
WCIA a few weeks ago with the shirt on and also talking about how you should buy Team Champaign-Urbana.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got lots of great merch available. You can pick it up online. Great holiday gifts, but also a great way to just kind of deck yourself out in community pride. So anyway, we have a fun guest with us today. We're going to introduce him here in just a moment. But I kind of want to tell a little story really quick about introducing this person. So we're going to introduce Xander Hazel from the Champaign Center Partnership. But when he first started in this organization, we did a lot of emailing back and forth and kind of like connecting him with people. And every time I connected him, I would call him Xander Harris. And I couldn't, I was not realizing at the time I was saying his name wrong. And he finally emailed me. He's like, my name is Xander Hazel, right? And I was like, of course I know that. And then I realized I was calling him Xander Harris, and I couldn't figure out why I was doing that. And maybe some of you listening to this know this already. I hope some do. But Xander Harris is one of the Scoobies in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. And so, yeah, I was just making Xander into a Buffy character.
That is a very Terry thing to do.
It is a very Terry thing to do. And then I was really embarrassed that I kept introducing him incorrectly. So we're going to do a proper introduction for Xander here in just a moment.
Sounds good.
All right, and we're back, and I'm very excited to introduce Xander Hazel, who is the Executive Director of the Champaign Center Partnership. We've been working very closely with Xander for several years now, and even before that at the Orpheum Children's Science Museum. So, Xander, welcome.
Yep. Hi, Xander Harris here. Oh, my goodness. I can't even talk this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of rough first thing in the morning to be doing this. But
yeah. Well, it's actually funny because I used to watch Buffy when when I was a kid, and I watched it with my mom all the time. And it was because we didn't have, I grew up in the country. We did not have cable. So it was like one of the only shows that we could watch.
Did you love seeing a character on the show that was named Xander as well?
Absolutely. But nowadays, there are kids that have Xander as their name. And
Yeah.
so it's not cool anymore.
I think it's still cool.
Still cool.
I think you're the only like non-fictional Xander that I know.
Right. Yeah.
Which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. Well, I apologize for several times calling you Xander Harris, but it comes from a good place because it's one of my all-time favorites. So anyway.
We're excited to have you here.
Thanks for
Yes.
having me.
So why don't you kind of introduce yourself, who you are, just a little bit of your background, and a little bit about Champaign Center Partnership.
Yeah, so my name is Xander. I'm the executive director of the CCP, or the partnership as I call it, and we're a small business association serving Champaign's downtown, midtown, and campus town. So this is Neal Street, this is Green Street, and First and University, that sort of area, the city center. And I've been a part of the organization as staff for 2.5 years now, and I previously served on the board of directors, and way before that, I was also at the Orpheum Children's Science Museum, well, the former Children's Science Museum.
Yeah, and you now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're actually like an entomologist, right?
I am an entomologist. Yeah, I came here to study bugs, which was super fun. I studied underneath Dr. Hanks and Dr. Barenbaum in the entomology department. And I was interested in just learning about the cool things of insects. I mean, they have fascinating lives, and we have a great entomology department here on campus.
Yeah. So how did you end up in the roles that you've had here in the community?
Yeah, so I've before I was in grad school, I like to volunteer. I volunteered at the Orpheum quite a bit when I first moved to town, and I really just wanted to do science education. And so I wanted to learn about bugs to then share my excitement for bugs and the natural world with others. And so the Children's Science Museum was a great avenue to do that. And we did it through events and educational programs and exhibits. And it was super fun. And then in that time, I had the opportunity to serve on the board of directors of the Champaign Center Partnership, which I did for about 2 years. And when the job opening was there for the executive director, I thought it would be a good fit for me. And it's been a lot of fun since then.
Yeah. How do you work with the local businesses as part of the partnership?
Yeah, well, so my favorite thing to do is to just pop in unannounced. I don't know if they like it, but the benefit is that the city center is very walkable, right? And so it's very easy to just like show up and you create community just by connecting with others and sharing information. And so that's my favorite thing to do. Of course, through the partnership, we're a membership-based organization, and so we have a lot of perks and benefits that we provide in return for those membership dues. And so we do social media and marketing for them. We have a lot of great collaborative events, networking events that folks can come to and meet other people. And we just provide a lot of small business support just through a pretty nominal fee, annual fee.
And how many members do you have?
So we have more than 130.
Wow.
And it's mostly in the city center. But we always get really high marks from them every year when we do feedback surveys. And so, of course, if you're listening and you're a downtown, midtown, campus town business, you're more than welcome to join. Just visit our website.
That was well done, Sadie.
Yes. But 130 is really impressive. And I also think that speaks to, because people it's hard to kind of grasp the number of locally owned small businesses when you're in downtown Champaign or you're in Midtown. So that's really cool. And it's a good variety of businesses too.
It is a good variety. The largest industry that's represented is the food and beverage industry. But if you think about downtown and campus town, that is mostly food and beverage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great diverse cuisine too. But we also have nonprofits, private event venues, shops and retail, barber shops, tattoo parlors, basically all the ones that you can expect to see when you visit our districts.
Yeah. You've had some great events in terms of like networking. I know I've gone to a couple, and it's always nice because you host them at one of the local businesses that's a member. So it's great to hear their story and get a little behind the scenes. I think one of my favorites, this might have been before your time, was at Koh-i-Noor.
Okay.
And they served
a bunch.
Yeah, okay. They served a bunch of different foods there, and they're one of my favorite restaurants anyway, but I tried things that I don't normally try from there, which is always a really nice aspect to kind of get to know everybody.
What do you usually get when you go there?
Shrimp korma, spice level 2 with garlic naan.
Not to be specific or anything.
Yeah. Well, you already had it like ready to go.
Spice level 2.
Yes,
she says.
Just enough spicy that like I can clear out my nasal passages if I need to. That might have been too much information, but
Thank you for that visual, Terri.
yes, of course.
All right, so Terri did talk a little bit about events. You do have one of your biggest coming up soon, which is the Parade of Lights.
Yeah, so it's the partnership's biggest, and I'm going to claim this. I think it is the county's largest holiday event. Maybe even the region. I don't know about that one, but I'm just going to claim it anyway. It's the region's largest holiday event right here in downtown Champaign. This year it's the 22nd annual Champaign Center Parade of Lights, again sponsored by Christie Clinic. This event features a lot of lighted floats going through downtown, as well as pre-parade activities like visits with Santa, horse and carriage rides. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It typically brings around 5,000 people to downtown Champaign, and it falls on Small Business Saturday. So it's a great way to see small businesses who have actually built these floats or are marching in the parade, as well as get some ideas of where you might want to do some holiday shopping.
Yeah. And what I love about this event is that it extends into the day, right? So you have things happening during the day for people to kind of come down there and then hang out, stake out their spots.
That's right.
So
yeah, I mean, that's my favorite thing about, maybe this is a Midwestern thing. I don't know if you see it in bigger cities, but like people will leave their chairs
like claim the spot early.
At like 10 in the morning, but then everyone else knows that you can't mess with that spot, you
Right.
know?
They respect the fact that you came out early to put down your folding chair.
That's right, exactly.
of all the things that like has maintained respect, the parade spot is one of the weirdest things.
It really is. Yeah.
It is a very Midwestern thing, I think.
I think so,
I would be curious. Like, does that happen at the Macy's Day Parade? Probably not.
We'll have to ask.
It can't. There's no way.
Yeah, it's New Yorkers. So like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love to think about that. So, speaking of the Parade of Lights,
yes.
Who is your Grand Marshal this year?
Yeah, so just announced our Grand Marshal is Joe DeLuce, the Executive Director of the Champaign Park District. This was an easy choice for us because the Park District, under his leadership, actually founded the Parade of Lights back in 2001, I think it was, and, gifted it to the partnership at some point because we're not a very old organization, but... yeah, but he's had, I think, more than 25 years at the Park District, and he'll be retiring at the end of the year. And so we thought this would be a great way to celebrate his career here and all that he has done to make Champaign and Parks and Rec here really just wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I know Joe a lot. Yeah. His wife is Jane, our CEO at Visit Champaign County. So I get to see Joe quite a bit. And this actually makes me really happy because Joe can be a little grumpy or come off a little grumpy. And I say that from a place of love because I adore Joe. So we were, when we found out that he was going to be the Grand Marshal, we were kind of joking about, putting him in a Scrooge costume. But we actually decided that he needs to be the Grinch and then they need to bring their little dog Milo to be
that's perfect.
the dog in the parade float.
Makes sense.
So I don't know if he's going to take that suggestion, but I really hope that he does. So
I'd love to see that.
I'm excited to see pictures of Joe there. I can't actually make it to the parade because I have things going on that weekend.
Yeah.
But after the parade, you guys all head to One Main Plaza, right, to do the tree lighting.
Yeah, and I should say, because I don't think I actually said the date of the parade, it's on November 26th. So that is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's when we always do it. But yes, after the parade, you can come and gather at One Main Plaza by Big Grove Tavern. Santa really needs your help lighting the tree of lights on the plaza. And so if you will come and join him, we can do a countdown and have some holiday magic really light that tree.
I love that.
And then go out and shop.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and there's going to be visits with Santa ahead of time, right?
That's right. At 3 p.m., you can, it's a free event. You can come see Santa before the parade at Big Grove Tavern and also get yourself a cookie. Yeah.
Cookies.
Yeah. We shouldn't do this podcast when I'm hungry.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. So you've talked a little bit about shopping.
Yeah.
So Shop Local Saturday is obviously a really big deal here. So maybe you can talk about why people should shop local.
Yeah, so the biggest fact that I like to throw around is that for every $100 that you spend at a local business, 68 stay in the community, right? So when you're shopping online at big box stores or shopping in other communities, I guess, it's not, those funds aren't staying here. This is in the form of wages and tax revenue, all sorts of things that just get reinvested back in the community. So that's the biggest reason why you should. Also, I would like to say that, a lot of the small shops that we have here, of course, you can't find them anywhere else, but you can actually get a gift for everyone on your list, just even in downtown Champaign. Extend that to Chambana, of course, you can get an assortment of gifts for everybody. And so there are a lot of great options. And I think between the three of us, we know all those options, right? But it's really our job to communicate it to others. And so my challenge to everybody in the holiday season is really, I would encourage you all to shop local. If you need help, you can always ask, and we can give advice. And I would also say encourage others to shop local. And then on top of that, if you're not one to do a lot of holiday shopping, you can also contribute to nonprofits. I think in Champaign County, we have well over 300 charities that are operating here. And again, those funds stay in the community. They go to support folks, support services in the community as well. So if you don't want to just shop at a business, you can also support any of the number of nonprofits here.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying is true all year round, right?
All year round, yeah. But this is the time to do it.
Yes.
Execute, yeah.
I think it really helps our local businesses. Yeah. It carries them through the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
But I think the idea of shopping local is so important all year round because, these businesses are in our public spaces, in our downtowns, campus town, midtown, and it helps keep our community unique. And the more we support them, the more vibrant we become.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really important to extend that message all year round. And you guys do a great job of that by always doing highlights on your Instagram channel and your Facebook channel.
Yes, if you're not following CCP on Instagram, you need to go do that right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
At Champaign Center.
Yep. Yeah, definitely one to follow because you really kind of, the Meet the Merchants series and stuff is always really nice to kind of get the backstory on why people are doing what they're doing. And they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and why they're passionate because running a small business is very hard work.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. And especially because, for a lot of them, they're competing with Amazon, they're competing with Target and Walmart and all these other stores. But there are people behind all of these businesses, right? These are your neighbors and your friends. And a lot of the small shops, the folks behind the counter are the business owners, right? Mm-hmm. So you get a chance to meet them, and they're also a part of this community too. But yeah, I love all the shops that we have here.
Yes. Well, and there's long-standing shops, right? Yeah. There's like Exile, for example, on Main Street, where you can go buy fantastic records for those that love music in your life. But we've also had some new businesses open. So can you tell us maybe a few of those?
Yeah. So there are actually there are 3 businesses that just turned 1 year old this fall. We have the Literary, which is the new book and wine bar. They also have a lot of great gifts too. Firedoll Studio, which opened last fall. They're actually relocating to the old Skins and Tin location on the corner of Main and Walnut. They're just going to have a much bigger space, but these are artisan candles. And then, Golden Weather Goods on University Avenue, right across from the terminal. They also just turned 1. They have, this is like quality goods that will last a lifetime. I was in there a couple weeks ago, and I had to stop myself from buying things there.
The colors of the hand-blown glasses and the candle holders. It's like I'm a really big sucker for candles.
That's right.
And so, all of the things are way too pretty. Yeah.
That's right. She definitely has a vibe and an aesthetic that she sort of curates through the items there. But there are 2 that I really liked, and this is just about me personally, but they're a very environmental theme, but they had these like bento boxes. So if you like to take your lunch to work and you're just putting it in Gladware, the bento boxes, you can actually have some
Gladware.
You said that's so judgy.
Yeah, a little bit. But you can have these like really nice compartments. And then she also had these reusable bamboo utensils, chopsticks, and things like that. So that itself would be a great gift for somebody.
Yeah, I have gotten several gifts there, and I have gotten sort of the reusable bags there.
And they have great kids ones too.
Yes.
I buy a lot for our nieces and nephews that that they're not the sharp plasticky ones where you stick your hand in to get a snack and it like cuts you.
Yep.
Yeah, they're soft. So
yeah, I think I love that shop, and they're a little bit hard to find, and so I think it's a little bit of a challenge for them, but it's certainly worth seeking out and finding them because they do have such great stuff in there for gifts, but also for yourself. Like I got a pair of earrings there that I wear all the time. She does have great jewelry. So
yeah. So it's basically, for those that don't know, it is across the street, across University Avenue from Esquire and Seven Saints in the Kane & Co. Building.
Yeah.
Illinois Traction, it says on there. So
and she always has a great window display.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, those are some great ones to check out. But, kind of like we talked about, there are so many in the district to go check out. So
well, and those 3 that I just listed, those are all women-owned businesses too. So, so we're just very lucky to have them here. I would also say Planted CU, new owners, the former Plantify business, but also women-owned business. They also have great gifts and decor. And then later this month, the new ice cream business will be opening up on Neal Street in downtown, the Heavy Spoon Co. I believe their date is November 19th, so right after this podcast airs.
Very excited about that.
I think our office
weekend,
is planning
right?
on being there every day they're open. So we tend to eat a lot of ice cream in our office.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad thing.
Oh,
But
that's a very good thing.
we're excited.
It'll be nice to have that addition to downtown Champaign.
Everyone has always said that we need like a year-round ice cream shop downtown, and this is sort of it. And then it takes it to the next level by also being a cereal bar, right? So.
All of my favorite things. I'm often critiqued over how much cereal I eat and when. I eat a lot of cereal for dinner, so.
I kind of want to talk about
what?
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about your Lunchable incident, but I don't know if now's the time.
Yeah. I'm not the healthiest when it comes to my
Xander,
food
sorry,
choices.
I do have to tell this story. Carly, we talk about all the great food we have in our community, right? Mm-hmm. So one day we're on a Zoom call.
Isolated incident, Terry.
Okay, I don't think this is really all that isolated. So we were on the Zoom call, and Carly was eating a fantastic takeout from a local restaurant, which was great.
Sunsinger.
Yes,
Truffle
and
fries.
It looked amazing, and we were all jealous, and we were, kind of commenting on how good it all looks. And she mentioned, well, yesterday I just had a Lunchable, and we're like, wait a second. You had a Lunchable? And she had to say, yes, but don't get the ham or the turkey. You can't trust any of the meat ones. It's pizza only. And we're like, wait, why do you even have a Lunchable in your house? You don't have kids? What are you doing buying Lunchables, Carly?
It's a quick and easy thing where it's just like you're at the grocery store. You're like, this week is nuts. I'm probably going to need just a quick snack at some point. And yes, I also buy things like cheese and nuts, like the snack things. But I'm also sometimes you just crave a pepperoni pizza Lunchable. So...
That's weird. I don't think I ever craved that. Do you crave that, Xander?
No, I mean, not the pizza one.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, that's the least favorite.
Yeah. I would have been less judgy if you'd had cereal for lunch instead.
Yeah. Well, I do that often too.
Okay, good. All right. Well,
I mean, if you were to, that's, I don't even know what to say about your Lunchables. I want to go back to talking about ice cream, though, because I was just thinking, if there was what would be your perfect combination of cereal and ice cream? Just so we can learn a little bit more.
Maybe vanilla ice cream, and it'd be a hard choice either with Captain Crunch on top or with Lucky Charms.
Okay.
I love the combination of peanut butter and chocolate, so probably chocolate ice cream with Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter,
Reese's Puffs on top.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
Whipped cream, but...
Yeah, but
we
then
have a lot
also
of taste testing to do.
I think also like a raspberry sorbet with some Fruit Loops or something would be really good.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
That'd be a perfect summer one.
Yes.
This gets me very excited.
Okay, so between now and the next podcast, we have to go so we can report back on our combination.
I'm very excited about that field trip.
Okay. All right, stay tuned. That's coming to you. Okay, so all right, we got a little off track here, but
that's usually what happens.
I think this is a good conversation. So we kind of talked about some businesses that you think we should check out this holiday season. Which thank you for all those great suggestions. There are so many. And like you said, if people are looking for something specific on their list and they don't know where to get it locally, certainly you're a great resource for that. But I know you guys have some other things that are coming up. later this year. They've got the Great Market coming up. And then maybe you could talk about some of the other events that you can expect all year round from CCP.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So in December after the parade, we're hitting it pretty hard with the holiday season. We've been working with a lot of our small shops, just kind of going back to the holiday shopping bit. But a lot of them are going to be open late on Thursdays, the first 4 Thursdays in December. So you can really make a night of it. Maybe leave the kids at home or get together with your friends, and you can hop from shop to shop Thursday nights and maybe go get something to eat afterwards. But it's just another opportunity to sort of go shopping around your schedule. And so that's the first 4 Thursdays in December. On December 18th, which is a Sunday, we have the second annual Mistletoe Market in downtown Champaign, and we partner with Norden, who's in Urbana, as well as Pipapo, and we have, I think, over 25 makers and vendors located in the Venue CU. This is, I think, 51 East Main Street. And it's just, again, it'll be December 18th, so it's like the last time that you can go shopping, at least on the weekend. So it's a really great opportunity to get some good consumables and other sort of handmade goods.
It's one of my favorite holiday markets. Yeah,
me too. I got a lot of stocking stuffers at that one last year because it was kind of a lot of my list was done, but kind of like you said, it's all that kind of last minute stuff that you need and things you kind of want to add extra to the gifts. So,
oh my goodness, a lot of the vendors, last year was the first time we did it, a lot of the vendors were sold out by the end of it, which is amazing.
That's
right?
awesome.
Because they're making this stuff, right? So they have to like anticipate how much to make, before, and it was great to see them all sold out. So
that's great. And you're going to do some other stuff around that market too that day.
Oh, yes, we are. Sorry. That's right. My head is like thinking about the Parade of Lights, which is in a couple weeks, like 2 weeks. So
it's taking up all your brain space.
Yeah. Let's see. There'll be some horse and carriage rides there. Santa will probably make an appearance too before he has to get to work. And then the Champaign County History Museum's popcorn wagon will be there as well. So it's really, we call it, among the organizers, we call it the holiday headquarters because we really just try to add as much holiday stuff as possible in this space.
I love that.
Yeah.
And when it's not holiday season, like what are some of the things that you guys do?
Yeah, when it's not holiday, it's hard to think about those too. Well, we actually have a pretty unique opportunity going into next year because we're working with the city to come up with some new events to bring people to our districts. And so one thing that I would like listeners to do, I guess, when this is shared is share what kind of events you would really love to see in the community. We're listening, and we'd really like to help put those together.
And how did they share those? Who did they tell? Did they email you?
Well, I mean, do you guys post this on social media?
We do, and you can comment on there. We also have a feedback form on our website at champmanaproud.com. So.
Sorry, I'm just going to spring this on you.
We'll forward it to you. yes, but yes.
Sending to Xander Harris.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. Because I feel like the pandemic sort of destabilized how we get together, right? And I think we've lost our footing a little bit, but we're getting back there. We've experimented with events this past summer. The Toast to Taylor Street was a great partnership that we had with Farron's and Firedoll Studio, which will be coming back again, but there's an opportunity for other events too. Maybe it's a barbecue throwdown. I don't know. Maybe it's more drag shows. I mean, I think there's a lot of fun things that we can do here during the summer. One of the things that we try to do at the partnership is we try to create or make the city center into a place for everyone, a place to be. And so, we need the community to provide their input and participate in that process too. So.
There's really nothing better than in the summer hanging out in downtown Champaign.
Oh, it's my favorite thing to do.
It's the best. But all weekend.
Yes, definitely. But you also drive people to Campus Town during the summer.
We do. Yes. Well, so 13 Thursdays is a promotion that we've done. We actually retired it after this past summer. It was its 13th year. So we are actually looking for a part of this whole event thing is we're actually looking for some new opportunities there. The current idea that we have, and nothing is set in stone, is that we are going to have a food related event in Campus Town in the summer with music and entertainment. We haven't come up with a name for it yet, so I can't say too much. But I think just hang tight, and we'll have some more information about that probably in about February.
That sounds cool, because that's one of the local secrets, right? We always talk about how in the summer, it's a perfect opportunity to really take advantage of everything that's on campus while a lot of students are gone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, my favorite thing to do in the summer, because I have the privilege of being able to work remote in some cases, and so I really love to work from Green Street in the summertime. Going to Brew Lab and Cafe Bene, I think those are great places that I don't get a chance to go as often during the school year. The summer is a great time, and I also ride my bike a lot, so it's really easy to get down there on my bicycle. So.
Yeah. Some of my favorite restaurants are on Green Street, too.
What are your favorites?
Jip Bap. I love Jip Bap.
Yeah.
It is so good. Uzu Ramen, Sakanaya.
Stop.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
I know.
Talking about
it could go on forever.
This is what it always comes back to with us.
But I think
it's
so great that you guys make a point of trying to drive people down there during the summertime, because then you discover these restaurants,
right.
and then it's not limited to summer. You find other ways and other times to get down there. I know sometimes people get intimidated.
Yeah.
To go onto campus when students are there, but really, it's not that hard.
And you can always go pick it up.
Yeah, or you can do Grubhub or DoorDash or any of those things. And so it's, I think it's really important for people to take the time to go down there.
Yeah.
I had a travel writer here recently who was staying in the Town Place Suites, and he called me. He walked out of the hotel and he called me and he said, "This is incredible. The number of Asian restaurants surrounding this hotel," he goes, "not even Chicago has anything this dense."
Yeah.
He was very impressed.
I mean, I think about it too much, about how lucky we are, right, to be in this community and have such a great diversity of cuisine. Especially in the districts that we serve in the partnership, but community-wide too. I mean, the number of Korean restaurants it's really,
We're very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Bowl Bibimbap, don't get me started.
Yep. It's amazing. So maybe I want to talk about how people can find out more information about CCP, but I think before we do that, we might want to ask some of our questions too.
Gosh.
So we have 3 questions.
We haven't been doing that yet?
Yeah,
we have 3 questions that we ask every guest.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask these for you. So this was not in your podcast prep. So.
No, I'm not prepared at all.
I know, that's part of the fun. So
nervous.
I guess maybe we can start with food, because we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite restaurant?
Okay. So I can't have favorites in the line of work that I do. I love all of our member businesses equally and our non-member businesses equally. The place that I really love going to is Neal Street Blues in downtown Champaign. I think they're either 3 or 4 years old now, but their blackened catfish is really so spectacular. And every one of their sides is amazing. The sauteed cabbage. You didn't ask me to tell you why I like it.
No, we want to hear it.
No,
Okay.
we like details.
The sauteed cabbage is really great. Their green beans are very good. We're very lucky to have a business like that in our community. One of the few sort of Southern comfort places that we have here, and it's right in downtown Champaign. And unfortunately, because I work above them, and I think this is sort of influencing my decision, is that I can smell the exhaust from their kitchen as I walk to the office. So it's criminal, quite honestly, but I really love going there. The Yardbird, if you like fried chicken, their Yardbird sandwich is very good too.
Yeah, they always do restaurant week, and they always have some sort of gumbo on the list, and that's one of my daughter's favorite dishes.
They also have a lot of vegan option too. Red beans and rice, I believe, is one of their vegan options, but they have a whole section in their menu. But there is, again, I've said this before about the shops, I'm going to say it about the restaurants. There is something for everyone at Neal Street Blues. So
yeah, I do love them a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
You go for it.
What do you like to do on the weekends?
Oh, my goodness. Well, these past few weekends have all been yard work. But I do in the spring and summer, I do have a garden. I like to plant plants. My partner and I go to as many nature preserves as possible.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I will say that my my top 2 favorite nature areas are not in the county. But Warbler Ridge down in Charleston is a really special place. It is an hour drive, but if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I would encourage you to. And then I also really like to go to Forest Glen, south of Danville. It has the tree ecosystem similar to that of Indiana and eastern United States with American beech trees and maples. So it's way different than what you'd expect here, which is mostly hickory and oak. We went there at peak fall, and it was beautiful. But there's also like topography.
It is. It's a more challenging hike. We go to Forest Glen a lot,
Yeah.
and I like it out there. And then we make a little stop at Big Thorn Brewery on the way back.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great.
I actually love following your Instagram because if I'm not out doing something,
I feel
you're
like I
out
live
doing
through
something.
Xander.
Yeah, so
I went outside today. I looked at Xander's photos.
you're always exploring, and it's kind of fun to see. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do. I mean, what's left of our natural areas, we just have. I mean, the plants that are here and the animals that they support. I mean, we should be celebrating them more often, quite honestly. I mean, to think that this state was once covered in tallgrass prairies, I mean, we should see more of it everywhere, right?
yeah.
But that's my personal soapbox.
Yeah. But it's great to
Yeah.
have another fellow outdoor person.
That's right.
Chat about it. So we're working on Carly. So
Well, we should actually. I think didn't Rugged used to do this where they would like get groups together and take them out. Maybe we just need like an amateur adventurers club.
Yes.
And you can be.
I would do that.
Okay.
I would do that.
Okay. I've gotten you to commit to 2 things
I know.
now.
Terry's building a list.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a record of it.
Yes.
All right.
People are
Xander.
going to hold me accountable. Okay.
So last question.
Yeah.
What is it that you love about living here?
What do I love about living here? Let me think about this one real quick. I think what I love most about being here is that although this is a small community, right? It has a lot of the big city vibes, right? For someone, I think for young folks in particular, they look for that big city feel, and we do have that here in downtown and Campus Town especially. And with it comes lots of ways to get around through transportation. We have great bike lanes here. We do have great natural areas. We have great parks. The list goes on. And it's also very affordable,
Yeah.
which has been good, especially this past year.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that wasn't too hard.
No, it wasn't too hard at all.
They were easy questions. Okay. So before we wrap up,
Yeah.
why don't you let people know how they can find out more about Champaign Center Partnership and, where they can find out all the information for what's coming up?
Yeah, so our website is champaigncenter.com. There you can find a list of the businesses who are members, as well as some other helpful resources of navigating the city center. We are on all of the major social media platforms while they're still around, of course. Champaign Center is our handle pretty much on every single one of them. And so that's where you can get a lot of updated information. And that's pretty much the gist of it.
Awesome.
So Champaign Center, just remember it.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for
Xander.
having me.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add, Carly?
No, we just appreciate CCP. We love CCP.
Yeah.
You're a great partner.
Yeah.
And we'll be at all of your events
Yes.
in the upcoming weeks.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Xander.
Yeah,
It was
thank
great
you.
talking to you. And we'll be back here shortly talking about some events coming up in the community.
All right, today's episode is brought to you by Guth & Associates, which is a boutique real estate brokerage company that specializes in commercial property all throughout Champaign County and really throughout East Central Illinois. Jill Guth is the person behind Guth & Associates, and she is really focused on personalized relationships with each and every one of her clients. And Terry and I get the great opportunity to work with Jill quite often.
Yeah, she actually helped us find our space in downtown Champaign, which was it is a fantastic space for us, and we love it because of the foot traffic that we get going through that area. For those that don't know, we are located in between Farron's Pub and the Blind Pig Beer Garden, which is a really dangerous place to work, actually, in terms of, access to burgers and beer. But Jill's so fantastic, and, I also love working with her because she provides us such great information about her clients, especially new ones that are coming into town, and she connects us so that they can get hooked up with the resources that they need right away.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jill works with a lot of small businesses and large businesses too across the area. So if you're interested and you're looking to lease, maybe you're looking to buy or sell, Guth & Associates is a great partner to work with. You can find more information at Guth, Guth, guthandassociates.com, or by calling 217-778-8305.
Yeah, so thank you, Jill and Guth & Associates, for sponsoring our podcast today. I think we have some fun events coming up that I think we're going to dive in and talk about. It's getting close to Thanksgiving, and of course, we're in holiday mode, so quite a bit going on in terms of there. So, Carly, why don't you kick us off?
All right, so events coming up. First and foremost is Festival of Trees, which can really get you into the holiday spirit. That is happening November 19th through 20th at the Hilton Garden Inn, and it benefits the Junior League of Champaign-Urbana. So whether you just are a person that loves Christmas and the holidays and all the tree decorations, it's a good opportunity to go to support an important organization, but also just get inspiration for your own tree and maybe your own decorations that you're going to have at home. So they have a variety of events as part of the Festival of Trees, including story time with Santa, photos, and performances as well.
Yeah, great way to kick off the holiday season. Another one that I've gone to a lot is the Gifford Community Annual Christmas Craft Show that happens out at Gordyville. This is their 39th year. And if you haven't been to it, plan for an entire day. They have over 300 booths to shop from. This is happening November 19th and 20th. And it's only $1 to get in, which is great. But there are so many different vendors there, and it's everything from Christmas stuff to non-Christmas stuff. And you can, buy things off your holiday list. You can buy things to decorate your home. There's just so many great reasons to check this show out. It's a lot of fun. I've always done it with my mother-in-law and my sisters-in-law, so we typically make this a holiday tradition, but certainly worth going to check out there in Gordyville.
300 booths. That's amazing.
It's incredible. It's huge.
All right. Next up, one of my favorite local things to talk about is local art. So there is a new exhibit that is opening at Gertz Gallery at Parkland College. It's called In Darkest Shade and Darkest Light. It is going to be open from 12 to 2 every Saturday between now and December 17th. And it is curated by one of my favorite local artist, Patrick Hammy. He's a University of Illinois professor and chair of studio arts. And it's going to feature 7 nationally recognized artists. And from the website description, just to read it to you, it's going to center around drawing as a technology from which arts speculate, recover, and collect communal histories, manifesting stories of desired futures from the margins of imagination into the realities of the everyday. If you have not been out to Parkland College's gallery, it's absolutely incredible. They put on fantastic shows, so I highly recommend you checking out this one. Again, open 12 to 2 every Saturday between now and December 17th.
Yeah, a big shout out to Elisa Costello out there who runs the gallery. She does a fantastic job.
Amazing.
So the stress of the holidays can really kind of get to you, so I'm excited about these next two. The first one is some community yoga at the Sunsinger in Allerton. So this is happening on Sunday, November 20th, out at Allerton Park and Retreat Center. Yes, it is outside. Great way to kind of celebrate the space and really kind of de-stress yourself in this very serene setting. They're going to have Jody out there who's going to be leading the yoga. You do need to register for it, but it's a lot of fun to do that out there, and certainly a great way to sort of take a break from everything else that's happening in your life. And then sort of the last one to talk about is the annual turkey trot. So, the saying like, what kind of family are you in? Are you kind of the family that runs on holidays or not? So this is for all those families that run on holidays. So this is actually the 55th year for this turkey trot put on by the Urbana Park District. It's out at Crystal Lake Park. It is on Thanksgiving morning. The run kicks off at 9 a.m.
Walk,
I should say. Yes. It's just a 1 mile fun run. So it's really just a great way to kind of get out there to stretch your legs, maybe get the heart racing a little bit before you ingest all that turkey and pumpkin pie and whipped cream in a can. Mm-hmm. So they'll have free hot chocolate out there, and they will also be taking donations for their Urbana Park District Scholarship Fund, which helps with reduced price summer camp opportunities for kids in need. Just a really great community event. I know they get a lot of out-of-towners coming in that are coming in to visit their families that do the race, and they just do such a great job with it every year.
Good way to get up and get going on Thanksgiving morning.
Am I going to see you there, Carly?
No, I'll be cooking, but I'll look for photos.
Okay.
All right. So all these events and more are on Visit Champaign's calendar where you can check them out. So we encourage you to go out and explore. And then, Terri, we have another fun fact.
Yeah, and I want to preface this fun fact by saying that I picked this
Terri picked
out,
this.
Prior to this past game against Purdue, which was a bit of a heartbreaker. Love our team.
Illini football.
Yes.
Game.
They are amazing, and I'm so proud of them this season and everything that they've accomplished. But that was indeed a heartbreaker this past weekend. But I'm just going to dive into the fun fact, and you'll see why I picked it. So the Illini have competed in the Rose Bowl 5 times. How many times have they won? Your options are 1, 5, or 3. So
We'll tell you the answer on the next episode.
And I should say that I think there's still a chance that we can make it to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
So
I believe.
let's cheer them on and make that happen. So, okay. So we had a great talk today.
Yes.
I was really excited about Xander.
Yeah, that was awesome. And we're going to have an exciting guest for our next episode. So a little teaser. We are excited to have on Julie Pride with the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District. We always have a lot of fun with Julie, so that should be really great.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Julie. We've done a lot of talking with her throughout the pandemic. She's done a great job. She's also extremely entertaining. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep. All right. Cheers, Terri.
Cheers, Carly. We'd like to thank Perennial Sound Studio for providing us with the music throughout our podcast.